Hi everyone.
Hi guys.
We're back again. I'm sorry it's been a little while, hasn't it?
It's a little while.
But when we're cooking some great stuff for you, it takes a little longer. And today I think is a very, very, very special video.
We're really excited about this video.
So this is...
I mean, we're really excited about everything.
But but this one especially,
we were pant-wettingly excited.
I actually have wet my pants. Yeah. So this is a house that you'll be no strangers to, Areej le Dore. We've talked about them before. But we have this very exciting situation now where they've re-released a couple of their initial offerings, which we now have bottles of. We'll talk more about that later, but we're talking about Siberian Musk
Part 2,
Ottoman Empire Part 2, and we've both bought bottles because we've basically been itching since they were first released.
But I mean, we only just bought the bottles. I mean, it's a slightly kind of frenzied. So there was this pre-release. Those of you who've already bought it, you will know that they were released about 10 o'clock Greenwich Mean Time. They released about 10 o'clock at night.
For pre-order.
Joe was playing in a competition, so he said to me, Dan, can you order me this? You've got to order me this. Got to order me this. So I was like, right, I've got it. I'm on it. So I opened the website, crash, refresh, crash, and I just kept hitting the refresh button all night, and I was like, I can't do it, I can't get through it. Anyway,
and it was plugged in and everything, so it wasn't anything. It genuinely was overloaded.
We eventually got the fragrances. After some trial and tribulation, we managed to order them, and they've
what a beautiful thing.
Arrived. So we bought one each.
Yay!
Joe bought Ottoman Empire Part 2, and I bought Siberian Musk Part 2.
This is so
I'm going to start with Siberian Musk. If you've seen our videos, you know we're a big fan of Areej le Dore. But this was one I missed out on the first time. So I haven't smelt the original Siberian Musk. So I'm not going to. I'm not going to see if I can get the focus. I'm not going to talk about any comparisons. If I can get the focus. Hang on a second.
It's such a complicated sort of calligraphy design, isn't it? It's hard to get it.
I'm not going to try and draw any comparisons with the first, the original. I'm just going to talk about this fragrance.
Beautiful bottle right off the start. Off the start.
Let's chat more sniffing. I think.
I think let's get our noses involved and see what's going on here. I'm so excited. I wish I could tell you how excited I am.
Okay. So here we go. So I've had this for a few weeks now. I've worn it 3 or 4 occasions. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see Joe's reaction to this.
Good atomizers already as well, which is nice. I'm getting something very, very arresting already.
I mean, you don't really need the card, because actually the smell which is now filling the space. Oh god. I mean, so I have to say I did about 2.5, maybe 3 sprays there. When I got this, I got home. Picked up the package from the Royal Mail Depot because I've missed the delivery, and I was going out about 3 hours later to go and do a recording. So I thought I'll just put one small spray on my wrist. Put the spray on my wrist. Went out 3 or 4 hours later. I went out to do this recording session.
Dangerous.
And as soon as I walked in, I had multiple comments. The three comments I had were like, "Bloody hell, that smells strong." Another comment was like, "Oh my god, that's really, really woody." And the other comment I had was, "Bloody hell, that smells expensive."
Absolutely.
And I think that kind of sums it up. I said I never smelt the original, so I can't talk about that. I can just talk about this.
If the original was different to that, then
for me,
amazing.
There's a quick flourish of bergamot, of citrus, but then there's just this incredible engulfing greenness.
Yes, and I get something else running through the opening there, which really came to mind, which was this very lean, clean, bright honey.
Yeah, I don't know if it's almost
note.
more like a sap.
Yes,
like a kind of pine sap, but it's such an intense, all-encompassing green.
My God.
I mean, it really made me feel like I was in a Russian forest. Of course, the other thing is you get this musk, which I recognise from Inveno Russo.
Yes.
which is, it's there at the
real
moment, but it
deal.
becomes increasingly prominent. But I didn't know entirely what to expect from this, because I tried not to read too much about it. But I didn't feel that this was just about the musk. It is about everything else as well, and it's just incredible green coniferous. And it's quite uplifting somehow.
It's really
And energetic.
uplifting, and in a sense it's kind of bigger than any perfume I can think of. All the notes are there to the 1000th degree,
Yeah.
but still, I think already in the opening I can sense that this is beautifully blended.
Yeah, I mean,
Really beautifully blended.
the one thing, so I tried not to read any reviews, but I saw some comments on Twitter that this maybe wasn't quite as substantial as the first version, but I think if it was any more substantial it would be unwearable. I mean, when I've worn this, I wore it one day when I got up and I maybe put it on at about 9 o'clock in the morning, went out, went to sleep. The next morning about 7:30, I could still smell it really strongly. Not only that, it was then on my pillow for a few more days. So, I mean, you know, obviously we quite, lots of people like fragrances perform well, but this performs incredibly well. But having said
can't even imagine how this performs.
the performance is big, I found it incredibly beautiful. Weirdly, despite it being a big fragrance, I actually, in a way, almost find it one of the more wearable Areej le Dore. In that, this makes me think of a real kind of old school kind of fougere fragrance. In that it's, you know, it's not your kind of classic fougere. But I did feel the combination of pine with a bit of citrus at the top and musk. It felt like a real kind of nod to the past.
And not, I mean, this is, I normally say not a million miles away from. In this case, it is a million miles away from, but maybe a distant cousin, a million times removed from Kouros. That beautiful Korean musk.
I think it's not. Yeah, I think it's under a million.
It's a different league of perfume making. It's a different level.
But I mean,
I've said this so many times.
For me, and for my taste, I love this, and I have to say I've got a regret about purchasing this, and it's that I only bought one bottle.
Yeah.
Because you know, this is really gone straight to.
Is it sold out now?
Yeah, it's sold out in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So soz about that.
But it's incredibly elegant as well. You sense this powerhouse, and you sense this enormous. And I mean, it's so animalic as well. We've not really mentioned that, but it's like that
real musk. It's not a purring,
musk.
gentle, tender musk. This is a.
And there's this very gentle funk just beginning to emerge, but absolutely beautiful.
I mean,
but still elegant and balanced at the same time.
Just for me, for my personal taste, people will have different tastes, but for me, this is what I'm all about. This is one of the most exciting things I've ever smelt.
See, no one is making stuff like this. This is like game-changing level perfume, isn't it?
But we've got something else.
We have a newbie.
We have a box.
Wow.
So here is an unopened box, which is Ottoman Empire Part 2. And it's Joe's.
Well, let's try it. Let's open this up.
I ordered these bottles arrived a few weeks ago, and I haven't opened them yet. So I'm going to let Joe unwrap that. Here's Ottoman Empire Part 2. Meanwhile, here is my Ottoman Empire Part 1, if you can see it. Here we go.
So exciting.
And we thought it'd be interesting to do a kind of side-by-side comparison.
Absolutely. And I mean, worth mentioning, I've said this a few times already when we've talked about this perfume. The first time I ever smelt this perfume was when Dan introduced it to me a couple of years back. And we were on our way to Rome to go and do some smelling and just eat pizza and generally have merriment. And this thing blew my mind, absolutely blew my mind. And I've been coveting it ever since. And I'd said to Dan a million times, if this comes up on eBay or on one of the Facebook fragrance groups or whatever it might be, bam, I'm getting it. And it just hasn't. It's not been there.
I think the phrase you used was "money is no object."
Absolutely. I mean, I've only got 2 kidneys, but I would have sold both kidneys to have that.
And
Luckily, I've not had to.
You know, we've mentioned this in a few videos. Anyway, I will leave this moment.
There she is. Very soft.
Lovely.
which is
It's kind of
nice.
slightly, is it felt or is it like brushed leather or something? I don't know.
I don't know. Does it smell of anything?
No.
Because you never know if the box itself smells of some wonderful weird thing. Look at that. There she is in her little case. I don't know if that's focusing because I'm not wearing my glasses or my lenses.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got a new camera lens and this is early days yet.
There we go.
You get the impression. Yeah.
It's very beautiful. It's in its own little sort of felt case.
So let's chat more smelling, I think.
So yeah, let's give this a spray.
So
Let's
what
see what's going
are you
on.
going to go for? Do you want to go for a spray of each?
Should we do a side by side, one on
Let's do
skin?
it, yeah.
Can you spare some of that juice though?
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is
For the
precious
sake of
nectar.
a video.
Let's go. Let's
Okay,
do.
so let's put 2 sprays here.
Bam bam. So this is original. Really gives me the horn. I can't explain how much that gives me the horn. And this is number 2,
Yeah.
which is going to go on the
just
right
as
hand.
Joe sprays, you've got to bear in mind that you've got a 3-wall fragrance and a brand new fragrance.
Very
so even if
point,
they
yes.
were exactly the same formula,
Wow. They're both already mind blowing. I'm kind of scared to go back in for seconds because it's so incredible already. Oh my God. Okay. So I'm going to start
quite
with number
emotional.
2.
and if you can see, there's almost a small tear forming at the corner of Joe's eye.
Oh my God, it's so fantastic. It's so fantastic. The first thing I'm getting is that wonderful barnyard cheese,
Oh yeah, yeah,
which I absolutely love. And I remember in Russian Oud as well,
yeah.
a similar little hint. Oh God, I mean, I really want to swear a lot. It's so vivid. Like it's like that's a fragrance in 3D. Isn't it?
I mean, just immediately the
Staggering.
depth and the richness, the opulence. It just smells
so opulent,
so
isn't it? My God.
expensive. It smells so decadent.
And we
It
should
makes you feel
point out it wasn't insanely expensive.
Yeah.
I would have happily paid double the price for
Yeah, I mean, given that these are, these bottles, so these are
oh my God, that's
30
stunning.
ml bottles, which actually is, and they were $180, which is actually, given the quality, how much you're going to wear them, how far the juice goes, is incredibly
I mean,
good.
one spray there, one spray there.
You know, when you were willing to give
Good
up
time for
a
a
leg and at least a testicle.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Oh, now I must behave and do a side by side. So I mean, this is brand new as well. Not only is it a new fragrance, it's never been sprayed, so that takes time in the bottle to open up. But already, it's enormous. I'm already starting to get this slightly spicy rose coming through. Just a little hint of it.
can I have a look at
It's
the
just
other?
it's buried away in there, but it's starting to peek its head.
It's interesting. So this one, the part 2, I feel I definitely am more aware of rose, and the rose feels brighter, and
Yeah, much brighter.
and it reminds me of the lemony rose of Malik Al Taif.
Yeah.
Whereas I always found the original, although there was rose, I was far more aware of the kind of frangipane and those deep white florals.
Yeah, I think from what I'm getting here, the original is a slightly darker in tone.
Yeah.
It's like the same note but played on 2 different instruments. One with a slightly more
Yeah.
and one
Yeah.
with more.
Yeah.
I mean that to me is a more obvious,
Yeah.
bright, energetic floral.
Yeah. But I think it. I wonder if it is the same. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the same Taif rose that he used in Malik Al Taif, because I feel that it's got that almost lemony, bright quality to it.
Absolutely, it makes it a 3D fragrance to have something very bright and arresting. But then I can imagine this segueing down into something more earthy, jammy, even.
Yeah.
I mean, really beautiful. I smell really good at the moment. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I think it's incredible. So,
And that wonderful thing I love of like gloss paint and damp that you get in Ghost House as well. By Anna Zorinka, I can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
That same wonderful damp,
amazing
like
stuff.
glossy paint thing, and I love it. It's
So I
absolutely
think what we are going to do, given that this is your first ever smell of this fragrance, first time bottling,
Wow.
what we're actually going to do is we're going to have a little break, and we're going to come back in a few hours' time and see how this gets on.
I mean, one thing I will tell you now is that both my hands smell good now, and they're going to smell good in 24 hours as well.
But let's.
Because I'm never washing it again.
We'll see you in a couple of hours or a couple of minutes. See you in a bit.
See you soon.
So we've had a gap to allow us to think about
what we did.
How these think about what we did. We've also had some wine, but no, we didn't. We had beer this time.
Beer. It's slightly healthier in our
beer.
old age.
To see how these fragrances have developed.
I mean, these hands are special, aren't they?
Yeah. I think it's still worth saying that, you're still talking about a 3-year-old fragrance versus a new fragrance.
Absolutely. They've had different time in the bottle. It all makes a difference, as we've found.
But what do you think?
Well,
this is number 2.
This is number 2,
Part
and I just think it's staggering. It's dried down now in a way that's taking me more into a spicy rose than I had before. I get a little bit more of something slightly more earthy with this as well now. I mean, it's gone in more in that direction.
There's still that
very gentle,
dirty, round, oody woodiness that
there is, absolutely, and it feels there's something like a slight balsamic quality going on as well, like a really nice sharp balsamic. I know maybe balsamic's the wrong thing, but
there's just that really pleasing animalic twang as well.
Yeah, twang, absolutely. That's it. Like a little something in the middle of it.
Almost tartness.
Really beautiful. My God. Number 1, I mean, still going strong as it would, because it's Ottoman Empire. By Areej le Dore.
Yeah.
Beautiful. A bit more depth in this one. I feel a little bit darker in its soul.
Yeah. I think kind of what you said before, that it feels a little bit more closed, a little bit.
Yeah, it's tighter.
Whereas this feels a little bit more lively, and I still think I'm still a little bit more aware of the kind of bright rose in that one.
Yeah. This thing has gone beyond rose into something, a sort of accumulation of florals, earth, woods, oud. I don't know if there is oud in this one, but there really is proper oud, isn't it? But this has taken on that spiciness that it had in the beginning, and it's just richened it up, but it's kept energy, it's kept sparkle. I mean, I think it's a real masterpiece.
It's absolutely incredible.
I've wanted this for so long, and I can't describe how happy I am to have it.
And so, unfortunately, I think this Ottoman Empire also sold out. I mean, it didn't.
Yeah.
So Siberian Musk sold out in 24 hours.
Amazing.
Whereas Ottoman Empire sold out. I think it sold out in a few days, and not quite as quickly, but still really quickly. But there may be some flying around.
If you look out there, or even email Areej and just see if they have more. I mean, it's unlikely, but my God,
it's always worth a shot.
Yeah.
But for me, these are really
you have to chase these things when they're
special fragrances, and I really feel. I've talked a lot about Ottoman Empire, and I really loved it. But I was quite surprised with how much I liked Siberian Musk.
So beautiful.
And then I felt it was so. It's very different from the rest of the Areej le Dore fragrances I owned. So if you were lucky enough to get some of the new releases, let us know. If you have the original, or even if there are any of you out there who have had both versions, let us know. I mean, comparing them side by side, we keep saying it's maybe not realistic or useful to draw a direct comparison, but I would be happy if I'd bought Part 2.
Yeah, totally.
And I've never smelt the original Siberian Musk, but I'm very happy having bought Part 2.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't want for any more.
I mean, judging by the closeness between Ottoman Empire 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I imagine Siberian Musk hasn't gone in 1,000 other miles.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously has a winning formula here. He knows how to get this thing.
Yeah, it's interesting that he didn't. He always normally includes a little notes list, both on the website and when he releases the fragrance. He didn't do it for these new releases because he said they are newer versions, interpretations of the original, so didn't see the point. So obviously he's trying to be as close to the original formula as possible.
Yeah, which we really appreciate.
Yeah,
because he knows how much we love them, and I think he's wanted to give people what they
Russian
enjoy.
Anthem, you've made a man very happy in that he now owns a bottle of Ottoman Empire. So thank you very much.
Finally! I was going to have to break into his house and steal his without him knowing in the night.
So we're all happy for it.
Thank you.
But until next time, happy sniffing.
Bye.